Good morning, everyone. It is 7 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday morning, and realtors get up early sometimes. I've got to be out in Leamington because I've got some buyers possibly coming in from Toronto. We're exploring the Windsor market, or the Windsor area market. We're starting in Leamington, and we're going out to Kingsville, and we're going to go into Amherstburg, then we're going to go into Windsor, and back out to Leamington. So it's going to be a long day looking at a bunch of houses to give them some kind of an idea what houses are like in a price point here in the city of Windsor. And part of the thought process is if they were to sell their house up in Toronto, or they have a lot of equity, and transfer that equity down here, pay off all of their debts, could they be living debt-free down here? Or could they be living down here with considerably less debt? And the answer is, of course, yes, considerably less debt, but it might also be able to, depending upon their tastes, we might even be able to get them debt-free. Don't know. It's a huge part of this business, helping people understand their massive asset that they have. And that's part of the reason that I have my finance degree as well, too. That's how I've gotten to be debt-free. Real estate is one of the fastest ways to be able to become a millionaire. Not that I'm there yet, but the equity that you end up building when you have a paid off house like this one is nice. So anyway, that's what's going on for today. Here's your real estate update for the week ended October 22nd. Looking at it exactly the same way as we looked at last week. What you're going to see in this week's video is we are exceptionally stable in the city of Windsor. So what's happening around us in Windsor is the market is basically freezing. Up in Toronto, they're saying that there's absolutely no activity. There's just nothing going on. And in the major markets, that's what the cases are. But in the smaller markets, things are moving because people are always moving. They're always passing away. They're always doing something. So here in the city of Windsor, we have so many people moving inbound to Windsor for our wonderful weather and for our wonderful culture. It's an amazing place to live, and people are always wanting to change their lifestyle, especially as we get into economic malaise. If you're going to be in economic malaise, it's no fun to be up in the middle of 20 million people in Toronto in the middle of economic malaise who are all starving and all fighting for the same dollar. It's much better to be down here in the city of Windsor, where you don't even have to leave your house if you don't want to. You can just kind of hide out. This week it's been a lot of interior stuff. So there is actually on my list today one of the houses that I sold as well too. It's so funny because the real estate company turned it in wrong again. Everyone that I sell, they always turn them in wrong. It's like there's a conspiracy against me or something. I'm not sure, but I get it fixed all the time. So anyway, let's dive into here. So you'll notice the pretty orange color compared to last week. We used a pretty red color. So if you looked at last week, we sold 69 houses. Houses or condos. And this week we sold 64 houses or condos. Right in line. 64, 69, right in line. Last week we listed, let me just double check, we listed $30 million worth of houses. This week we listed $30 million worth of houses. Right in line, nothing out of the ordinary, completely stable. Last week we sold $30,900,000 worth of houses. This week we sold $30,900,000 worth of houses, exceptionally stable. If there's any word that you're going to hear me say over and over and over again, it's going to be stable. Stable. Stable, 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 stable. There, I said it like 27 million times already. So let's look at average list price. Last week was $448,000. This week, average list price was $484,000. Which is interesting. We're not having as many inexpensive houses get listed. We're having more mid-priced houses get listed. Again, that's exceptionally stable. Last week average selling price was $465,000. This week average list price was $475,000, up $10,000. It's kind of nice, still under $500,000. So Windsor is still a very affordable place to be able to live. And the weather down here is perfect. Our culture down here, we go to dinner on Friday nights. The three of us, my mother-in-law and the two of us, every Friday night we go out to dinner. And there's just this little Italian place that we love. Very friendly, very small, very intimate, kind of expensive. It's $180 for the two of us, or the three of us for dinner last night, but a lot of food and there's a lot of leftovers as well too. I don't need to go to the grocery store for a while. But anyways, looking at last week's underbid was 32 for 46.3% were underbid. That's changing. Our underbid this week was 29, so 45.3, 46.3, 45.3, exactly stable. But then I added in at, because there's the green little dots here that you see. Those are the houses that sold at their asking price or within, $100 of their asking price. That's at their asking price. And so 6 at for 9.3%. Add those together, the ats and unders, 54.6% of the Windsor market sold at its asking price or under its asking price. So now I can start doing that number again. We had not been able to do this for a very, very long time in the city of Windsor, but now this is what's going to be going on going forward. I could have looked at the ats last week. There might have been one or two, but you can see how at or under is exactly stable. Looking at average overbid, since we had an increase in our ats and unders, average over last week was $17,389. Average over this week was $9,000. Now, there still are realtors that are out there pricing houses at some crazy stupid number. Let's just pick on one here, $279,900, that sold for $350. Obviously, that's outside of the zone. Let's pick on another one here, $399,900, that sold for $502. This one was an almost brand new ranch. It's about 8 years old, 7 years old, 6 years old. Really, really nice on the inside. I showed it to one of my clients, and it underperformed. It only sold for $502. It was actually a townhome type of ranch, beautiful and stunning. 502 was a really good number for it. We're going to be showing some townhomes today to my Toronto buyer, because that might work for them as well too. Townhome living, of course, is what I specialize in as well. It's what I do. It's where I'm living at, is in my townhome. So that's this week's review. Everything was exceptionally stable. Nothing here that I'm seeing that is concerning at all. Again, another week down, so more of the battery plant is getting built. More of the bridge is getting built. All of that is just all still a go. Everything is looking great that way. The Ford engine plant has completed their hiring. They have not sent out the letters yet, I'm told. But that will be going out very, very soon as they get that shift ready, start training them and get them ready to start production. And so everything's all great here. I don't know why you're not down here. If you're looking to buy Windsor real estate, then please give me a jingle, 519-995-6145. I have 3 things on the go right now, 2 less expensive ones. Oh, let's do that too before I forget. So when we think about our less expensive market here in the city of Windsor and look at what happened here, we have 175, 185, 219, 230, and then 260. And then 265, just one I sold, and 275, 285, Then we jump up to 300. So there were plenty of 100. There was actually some 100s, which is really rare. We never have those in the city of Windsor. There were under 200s. They weren't very pleasant places at all, but they were houses under $200,000. The dirt alone is worth $200,000. Well, $140,000 at least. So anyway, these, and they were not pleasant places, but they were individual homes. So at the end of the day, if you're looking for some homes, no matter what your budget is in the city of Windsor, whether that is $1 million budget on Seven Lakes Drive along the golf course, or right here in my neighborhood, just one road over from me, Clearwater, or whether it's Donlin, depending upon what your pricing point is. And look at this person on Manzillo. Manzillo is a really nice road, $799,900, $800,000. So we are selling the expensive houses as well. And if we go and put our pinpoint, like I do every week too, sorry, I forgot to do that too. If we put our pinpoint, this is 600, obviously 3/4 of our market is under $600,000. Let's get your house sold up in Toronto. Let's get that equity out of there. Let's move you down here to Windsor, and you can be debt-free as well too. And retire, do whatever you need to do, because when you're not paying the bank, you don't have to go to work. But thanks for watching.